Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host. Before we get started, please follow us on Twitter at @SensTalk_ for live updates of the games and, of course, breaking news as well. Please check out seatgiant.ca and use code SENSTALK to get discounts on your Senators tickets. Now, tonight's game was against the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal, the Bell Center. This was, so far, the biggest game of the Senators season, coming off their sixth straight loss on Saturday night in Ottawa against the New York Islanders, a 2-1 defeat, featuring Matt Duchene's lone goal as an Ottawa Senator. The Senators would want to get this win, one of the biggest game of the year so far. They want to get this win to start the road trip off right. If you lose this game, you lose 7 in a row. You're going on a schedule where you're playing all the California teams. You're playing Winnipeg, you're playing the Islanders, and then you're finishing it off with the Sabres. You're playing 7 games in 14 days. That's a very grueling schedule. Now, luckily for the Senators, going into this game, they got a few days of rest, so hopefully that will help them. To the first period we go. Carey Price in net for the Canadiens, and Mike Condon in for the Senators, because Craig Anderson's been god-awful against the Canadiens the last few games. As well, he played the back-to-back and deserves some rest. To the first period we go. 5 minutes and Stone steals a puck, shorthanded, and backhands a beauty past Carey Price to put the Senators up 1-0 on Stone's 14th of the year. The only hockey player with more goals than Mark Stone is Alex Ovechkin and Kucherov. To the second period we go. 3 minutes in, Jonathan Drouin goes on a breakaway, gets hooked by Cody Ceci, gets a penalty shot, and on the penalty shot, shoots a perfect shot past Mike Condon. They tie the game at 1 on Drouin's 5th of the year. He's got goals and points in the past few games. Moments later, 3 minutes exact, Cody Ceci, bad defensive mistake behind the net, can't clear the puck like usual, horrible mistake. Denal in front, cracks his goal drought, 4th of the year, 2-1 halves, assisted by Andrew Shaw and Max Pacioretty. Cody Ceci just couldn't clear it, and as usual, the Dion Phaneuf-Cody Ceci pairing is hammered into their own zone. Very weak on the boards, especially behind the goaltender's net area boards. To the third period we go. After that horrible, putrid second period by the Senators get a couple of power play opportunities. They get plenty of chances, some weird bounces. One of them even made Price dive after a weird bounce, kind of like the Pecorine save last year against the Blackhawks. But the hockey gods wouldn't give us anything. 5 seconds ago, faceoffs won by Matt Duchene. Stone, instead of shooting it, backhands it to Bobby Ryan, who shoots it. Price makes a save. The Habs skate away with a 2-1 victory over the Senators, who have lost 7 in a row. 14 out of 14 possible points they could have gotten. They've only gotten 1. This was back-to-back 2-1 losses. I have a comment to say about that after, but this was a must-win game. They now need to win 5 or 6 out of their next 7 on the road, in my opinion. I'll say the standings later, but you got the Ducks, who aren't playing well. The next games they're playing, the Islanders, winnable team. That's a winnable team. That's a game where if the Senators play like they should get the win. After that, I believe they play Winnipeg, and they're on a roll. That's going to be a tough game. Then you're playing the California three-headed monster, where you're playing Los Angeles and then Anaheim on a back-to-back. Los Angeles is doing well. Anaheim is doing too well. And then you're playing San Jose, who may not even have Martin Jones then. Aaron Dell, I believe, is their goalie right now, because Martin Jones is injured, I believe. And then after the Sharks, I do believe we're going to the Sabres or something like that, but I think, or the Islanders. I think you get what I mean. It's a tough schedule up for the Senators. This loss to the Habs does not help at all. And if they don't at least crack 500 on this road trip, winning 4 out of 7 at least, they're going to put a big hole in their playoff chances if they haven't already. I'm not counting the playoffs out for the Senators yet. Realistically, they still have a chance. I'll go through the standings right now. They realistically still have a chance. In the division, Boston just won today over the Lightning. Big win for them. They have 26 points in 23 games played. Senators and Bruins have played equal amount of games. Senators have 4 points less, though. So third place is the Bruins, 23 games played, 10 regulation wins, 26 points. Washington's in the first wildcard spot, 29 points, 25 games played, so we have 2 games in hand on them. Pittsburgh, 3 games in hand on them, 29 points as well. Matt Murray's out for 2 to 4 weeks, and Pittsburgh might fall down the standings due to that. Never count out Pittsburgh, but without Matt Murray, they might be in a lot of trouble. Then you got the Rangers, Carolina, and Detroit all mixed up in there, including Montreal. Philadelphia is on a 9-game losing streak. Ottawa is on a 7-game losing streak. They're tucked in there. So in the wild card position, they do have 3 games in hand, which equals 6 points. So if you add that up to the 22 points, that'd be 28 points, which will only be 1 point up. But you need to win those games in hand. Tonight's game was one of those games in hand that they lost. So realistically, they have a good chance still to get in a wild card or a division spot. But this road trip will, in my opinion, define the season. They really need to get it going. And if they don't win at least 3 to 4 games on this road trip, this is going to be a tough season for the Senators to get into a playoff spot. Because in the NHL, you're out by 4 points. It's hard to make up ground, let alone 4 to 10 points. That's going to be very tough. Still early in the season, plenty of hockey to go. But the Senators do need to get it going quickly. Now, the goaltending as of late for the Senators has been pretty good. Mike Condon had sported a .935 save percentage in tonight, stopping 29 out of 31 from the Canadiens. Face-offs, Senators are the best face-off team in the league, but not tonight. The Canadiens absolutely dominated the face-off circle, winning 62.5. At a point, it was 72%, 35 wins. Ottawa only 19 for 35.2. Ottawa went 0 for 3 on the power play. Power play killed the momentum. They got an early power play in the second period, 30 seconds in. Canadiens got some momentum off their penalty kill, ensued with 2 goals, including the game winner. Canadiens went 0 for 2, including allowing a shorty to Mark Stone, which was the opening goal. Hits for 41 for the Senators. Really laid the body on early. Over 20 hits in the first period, but after that, clearly, as you can see, it died down. And for the Canadiens, it was 30. Shots for 31-27 Canadiens. Price made 26 saves. So the 3 stars of the game, the third star of the game, Carl Alsner for the Canadiens. The second star of the game for the Senators was Mark Stone with the lone goal on the breakaway. And the first star, Jonathan Drouin, with the penalty shot goal. The Sens YouTube star of the night was Mike Condon, as he kept the Senators in it. And without Mike Condon, the Senators, there's plenty of big saves by Mike Condon in tonight's game. And without Mike Condon, a spectacular effort by him, the Senators wouldn't even have had a chance to come back in the final stages of this game. But besides that, I already went through the standings. I do want to point out an interesting fact for you guys. Let me just get this. There we go. Over the Senators' 7-game skid, the Senators have 2 1-goal losses in regulation. Usually they send those to overtime, but 2 1-goal regulation losses. 1 loss in overtime, which was to the Arizona Coyotes, and have allowed 4 empty net goals. The Senators have been absolutely horrible. They have not been good, but they're still in games which, if you want to take something positive out of this negative slide, that's something to take positive out of it, because they are still in it. They're getting the goaltending. They have Matt Duchene, they have Mike Hoffman, they have Mark Stone. These players eventually are going to get it going. I think it all starts like usual with the power play to get that power play going. It's all going to help. But the Senators are still in the games. And that's a positive thing if you're a Sens fan, that they're losing, but they're not getting blown out. And if you're going to take something positive, that's something positive for sure. And you know what? Keep up the great goaltending. And hopefully we can translate and give back with some goals, because we clearly and definitely do have the talent to get those goals. A big reason is because of Erik Karlsson. He has 0 points in the last 7 games, his worst slump since 2010. That's 7 years ago, if you couldn't do the math. That's bad, and Karlsson is the backbone of this team, and the Senators will not get going without Erik Karlsson, which is a big reason why the Senators offense has suddenly gone nowhere. It's not because Matt Duchene can't do this, it's more of there's something wrong with Erik Karlsson. Sportsnet guys were saying maybe he's playing too conservatively. It's time to let Karlsson play his offensive style. It's time to put Tom Chabot in the lineup. Odia or CC should be out the next game. Tom Chabot needs to be in the lineup Friday to help that power play and get some offense. The Senators team needs wins, and they better get it Friday when they take on the New York Islanders. So thank you all for watching. please follow us on Twitter at SENS_. For live updates of the games and, of course, breaking news, please like us on Facebook at SENS. Add us to our circles on Google Plus SENS. Click the big red button down there and subscribe to us. Like this video, share this video, whatever circle stuff. Please check out our website, senstalkcentral.com. We update it every single day. Please check out seatjohn.ca and use the code SENSTALK to get discounts on your Sanders tickets. Please click right here for the season playlist, right here for our most recent upload, and right here to subscribe to us. Friday night, please let the Sanders end this horrible 7-game skid. Let's talk about a Sanders win, hopefully, on Friday night against the New York Islanders and John Tavares. I'll see you then, and please, Sens, get a win. Go Sens, go.